Welcome to the Rewriting Naruto series part 27, a series of videos where I rewrite Naruto making changes to improve the story for my personal taste. This is a very long series, so definitely subscribe so you never miss any future rewrites, and ring the notification bell so you always know when they come out. Like this video to support the channel of the series. The goal for this one's going to be 2,000 likes. If we get to 2,000 within the first 24 hours, I'll drop the next rewrite within a week. We pick up after Naruto defeated the Oni Masked Figure, finding out the figure was actually Hinata. Conan then attempted to capture Naruto, rendering him unconscious, but Sakura arrived just in time to prevent that. Now both Kunoichis are locked in a death match. Sakura jumps towards Conan, who's flying above her in the crystal cave. Sakura weaves hand signs saying, Genjutsu, drowning paralysis. A sphere of water manifests itself around Conan's head, but she was ready. She left a piece of paper drifting around her body. As soon as the Genjutsu affects her, the paper taps her shoulder, releasing a wave of chakra, breaking her out. Before Sakura hits Conan with a taijutsu attack, Conan uses her wings to dodge Sakura's strike. As Sakura passes by her, Conan throws several shurikens at her. Sakura lands on the cavern wall and dodges the shurikens with remarkable agility. The shurikens impact the wall around Sakura. They burst into a dozen paper bombs and all ignite around her. She jumps away, avoiding the explosions that rock the cavern. Sakura lands on the ground, but Conan uses that time to snatch Naruto using her papers to lift him up. She leaves the cavern through a tunnel exit, flying with Naruto at her side. Sakura looks at Hinata, unconscious on the ground. Hinata stirs. Sakura makes a snap decision. She goes after Conan, leaving Hinata behind. Sakura jumps in the tunnel and runs after Conan, who tosses several paper shurikens at Sakura. Grabbing two kunais, one in each hand, Sakura blocks and dodges the incoming barrage. Conan uses her papers to clog the tunnel, blocking Sakura's path. She deduces the paper barrier has paper bombs mixed within as well. Sakura pulls 6 kunais from her satchel, tied up to paper bombs, and tosses them towards the barrier. The paper bombs detonate, igniting the other bombs within the barrier. Sakura keeps going. She loses sight of Conan, but knows to look for the displaced dust caused by Conan's flight. Sakura finds the trail and pursues her. Still, she can't see Conan, and that's frustrating. Naruto is getting away. A dozen paper planes streak towards Sakura, coming from Conan's direction. Sakura uses her agility again to dodge. They explode, and Sakura thinks she's heading to the surface. She wants to fight in an open field where she can use her flight to the fullest. I have to catch up before we emerge. Still, my punch should have at least debilitated her. It seems she can turn her body into little pieces of paper and negate physical attacks. The tunnel Sakura's running through finally exits at another large cavern chamber. She sees Conan flying about 50 meters away from her, dragging Naruto through the air with her papers. She's close to the roof. It seems she can't fly as fast, while she has to bring Naruto with her. Conan's going up towards a tunnel exit on the cavern roof. Sakura imbues her hands with chakra and thrusts her fingers into the crystal cavern wall and yanks a massive rock from the wall, tossing it upwards with violence, aiming for Conan. Conan notices the rock and veers left, avoiding it. The rock then impacts the exit on the roof, completely blocking it. Conan realizes that the rock wasn't aimed at her. The girl aimed at the exit so that she couldn't escape. She really wants to fight. Why? She's so weak. Conan knows that as long as she manages to avoid the copy ninja, none of these kids will pose any threat to her. Conan says, "Very well then. If you want to fight me for the Jinchuriki, so be it. It's admirable, but remember, you could have given up." Sakura says, "You don't know us, do you? We would never let a comrade fall in your hands. You're the scum of the world." "You know nothing about this world, child. And even if you did, you're not strong enough to do anything about it." Those words sting Sakura more than she wants to admit. She remembers a crowd laughing at her, and Sasuke evading her attacks without a care in the world. She has been so worthless. Sakura says, "I'm not weak." "Yes, you are. You try to hide it under a tough facade, but I can see through it. You are overshadowed by your more competent friends, like this Jinchuriki." In her mind's eye, Sakura sees the backs of Naruto and Sasuke standing in front of her. She doesn't know what to say. Somehow this woman could see through her deepest insecurities. "Don't worry, I'll finish this quick. back. Conan unleashes a barrage of papers down towards Sakura. Kakashi and Amiyuri trade blows with blinding speed. Kakashi dual wields 2 kunais and Amiyuri dual wields her twin blades. They jump from ruin to ruin, using the terrain to try to get an edge in the fight, running on walls, standing on cracked rooftops, and using columns to get cover. Amiyuri says, "This fight is useless, copy ninja. I've already failed my mission. So long as you're a threat to the Leaf Village, I won't let you live. I'm leaving this place. I'm not a threat anymore." "You are, as long as you don't tell me who hired you." "No, that I can't tell you. You know the Shinobi Code. I can't disobey the parameters of my mission or betray my client. And I cannot let a threat to my village go unchecked." They keep fighting, darting through the ruined city. Sakura dodges the paper barrage, yet it's too much paper and they're fast. Some of them manage to grapple Sakura's right arm. She flexes her muscles and uses her strength to break free of the grapple, but realizes there are paper bombs mixed with them. Sakura jumps back. The paper bombs ignite, hitting her. The explosions burn her arm and the shockwave sends her crashing on the cavern wall, hitting her head. As soon as she hits the wall, Conan launches a barrage of paper shurikens towards her. Sakura's vision blurs and the world spins. She can only barely see the shurikens coming at her, but she centers herself and jumps to the right, trying to dodge. But she can't dodge them all. 5 shurikens hit Sakura, though she manages to block 4 with her arms, avoiding more dangerous wounds. She feels the shurikens digging into the bones in her forearm. The 5th shuriken slips through her guard and pierces her lower torso. The abdomen muscles rip, and Conan doesn't give her time to heal. More shurikens come streaking down towards Sakura. She once again infuses chakra on her hand. She then digs her fingers into the ground and lifts a massive piece of rock. Copying what Rock Lee did all those years ago to protect her in the Forest of Death, Sakura blocks the incoming shurikens. They explode, destroying the rock, but this bought time for Sakura to weave hand signs. Genjutsu, inner self release. Sakura casts her Genjutsu on Conan. The black and white avatar grapples her. Conan knows she isn't physically grappled, but this paralysis Genjutsu is powerful. Sakura jumps up. She doesn't go after Conan, but tries to reach Naruto. Once again, a paper flies and hits Conan's shoulder, releasing chakra and dispelling the Genjutsu. Sakura sees that and understands how she's breaking free. The Akatsuki is impressive. It requires a lot of concentration and willpower to keep a jutsu activated when attacked by her inner self. Conan slings a barrage of papers towards her, and Sakura can't dodge them all mid-air. The swarm of paper engulfs her entire body. Sakura can't move, see, or breathe. She attempts to muster her strength to break out of it, managing to shave some of the paper away, but more paper comes in, covering her on an even thicker layer, patching up the section Sakura had broken. The papers squeeze her with almighty force. Sakura feels her consciousness fading. Neji Hyuga finds himself in a weird situation. He is locked in a 3-way battle versus Kabuto and the red-haired woman. The intentions of the 3 fighters are completely different. Kabuto wants to kill the red-haired woman. Neji wants to protect her and try to save him from whatever curse afflicts her, and also capture Kabuto. In the meantime, the red-haired woman, or rather, Saxonen's goals, are unknown. Saxonen is a strange name. This is what that thing called itself. But Neji saw Aki, the real woman, the mother. She was still alive and could still resist. He will try everything to make Naruto's promise to Yotsu a reality. After all, he owes him too much. He has to save the woman. Kabuto assaults Saxonen with chakra scalpels. The possessed woman uses chakra shields to block them. Neji unleashes a barrage of air palms towards both of them, and Kabuto gets hit, flying backwards. Saxonen blocks the compressed air. The red-haired woman aims her hands at Neji, unleashing countless motes of chakra towards him. He rotates, blocking the incoming chakra, diverting the motes directions. They hit the walls, cracking the cavern and breaking the crystals apart. Weaving Waving hand signs, Kabuto casts a paralysis genjutsu on Saksonen, but the genjutsu doesn't bind. The cursed chakra is too intense and immediately breaks it off. Kabuto deduces only a much more powerful genjutsu would work on it. Saksonen says, "Foolish human, you think this pathetic chakra will work on me?" The curse raises Aki's hands. She shoots chakra towards several worms crawling on the ground. Her chakra appears stronger than before and the worms turn into gargantuan chakra beasts. The elongated body of the beast then attack Neji and Kabuto. Sakura can't feel anything. The last embers of her consciousness are about to fade, her life about to be extinguished by the paper. She thinks, in the end, I couldn't save Naruto or bring Sasuke back. I've always been worthless. She would cry if the papers didn't shut her eyes by force. What are you saying, idiot? Sakura is caught by surprise. Her inner self is screaming at her. Are you just gonna give up? I can't do anything. She was too strong. And I'm just gonna stand here crying and die? What would you have me do then? Fight back. But how? Don't you remember what Master said all those years ago? A younger Sakura dodges a barrage of shurikens. One of the shurikens nicks her shoulder. Sakura motions to heal it, but Tsunade doesn't let her. She lunges at Sakura, kicking downwards. Sakura manages to get out of the way, and Tsunade impacts the ground, cracking it. Sakura knows Tsunade is spilling her punches. Still, she felt the wind rush hitting her face, caused by Tsunade's sheer strength. That woman is terrifying. Tsunade says, "Don't think that your enemies will let you heal on the battlefield." Tsunade engages Sakura in taijutsu. Sakura assumes a defensive stance. She's gotten faster still. Looking at Tsunade, she feels pathetic. She cannot fathom the abyss that separates her strength from her master's. You must never let yourself be killed, Sakura, or there won't be anyone on the battlefield to heal your squadron. Tsunade hits a punch on Sakura's stomach. Searing pain emanates from the impact and Sakura gasps for air. Control your chakra. Counterattack. You have to keep cool, even if you're under distress. Gritting her teeth, Sakura infuses chakra on her right hand and punches back. The sun catches her hand with the most casual motion Sakura's ever seen. Dancing around Sakura, Tsunade grapples her with a swift chokehold. Good. Your chakra control has gotten even better, but what are you gonna do about this? She applies more force to the chokehold. Sakura wails, throwing wild kicks and punches. Tsunade doesn't even bother blocking them. They do nothing to her. Sakura feels as though she is punching a steel wall. Her knuckles begin to bleed and her consciousness is slipping out. There's no option other than tapping. Tsunade lets her go and she coughs, falling prone. You know, you can't tap in the middle of a real battle. I know, but I had no choice. There's always a choice, Sakura. Is this about the last shooting exams? No. I told you, you shouldn't be ashamed of that. It's easy for you to say you weren't the one the entire arena was laughing at. I told you not to worry, you'll become a Chunin soon enough. It's not about becoming a Chunin or not. Naruto's probably out there getting really strong, while I'm lagging behind. You're not lagging behind, you are getting stronger, Sakura. I don't understand why you're so negative. Your healing abilities are already better than most. Not to mention your genjutsu is also getting powerful. This won't do. The way things are going, I'll never be strong enough to bring him back. Idiot, if you keep on thinking that you're weak, then you'll never get strong. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You have to stop doubting yourself so much. You have a strong will, even stronger than mine. When you learn to accept who you are, you'll be able to manifest that will and use it to become the strongest Kunoichi out there. Come on, Sakura! Do something! The inner self yells. Sakura knows she only has a couple of seconds of consciousness left. I can't. I'm not you. Is that your concern? We are one and the same, you stupid idiots! Naruto needs us right now! I know. I can't be weak, but there's no but. They think you're weak, don't they? Show them how strong you are. Conan strangles the poor Leaf village girl. She finally ceases to struggle. It's done. The black and white avatar breaks the layer of paper covering the girl and rushes towards Conan. Genjutsu again. Somehow the girl managed to cast it at the end of her life. Conan commands one of her papers to break the Genjutsu, tapping her shoulder. It does not vanish. The avatar screams, Shanara! punching Konan in the chest. The force of the blow makes Konan crash on the cavern wall. Her chest explodes into pieces of paper. It can be. This time it wasn't a Genjutsu. The avatar flies towards Konan once more, ready to strike. Konan flies upward. The avatar punches the cavern wall, breaking it apart. Sakura frees herself from the paper grapple and lands on the ground. Her doubts have vanished. She jumps up, casting a Genjutsu on Konan. Konan quickly releases it, but the avatar is upon her once again. Somehow he can fly without wings. Sakura grabs Naruto and yanks the paper out of around his body. Konan tosses a large paper shuriken towards the avatar, who dodges it and lands a kick on Konan mid-air. Konan thinks, how? This thing is some sort of chakra manifestation, but why didn't she use it before? Sakura says, you don't get it, do you? Someone like you would never go to any lengths to protect her friends. Konan gets outraged. This girl doesn't know anything. Sakura secures Naruto, carrying him on her back. Konan yells, I won't let you take the Jinchuriki! She creates 20 paper clones. 10 of them engage the avatar, while the rest descend upon Sakura. Sakura thinks, I can only maintain the inner self manifestation for 2 minutes. I have to decide this now. The paper clones toss a mind-numbing amount of shurikens towards Sakura and Naruto. Sakura reaches towards the ground to use the same defense as before, lifting a section of it. However, the paper shurikens morph into paper butterflies. They circumvent the earth shield and explode around Sakura, engulfing her and Naruto in fire. The clones launch themselves against the inner self avatar, detonating all at the same time. The avatar is destroyed. Sakura suffers severe wounds from the explosion, but there's no time for pain. She looks at Naruto and he's even worse. The other clones reach Sakura and she engages them in taijutsu. She blows several of them into pieces of paper with powerful kicks and punches, but she has to carry Naruto while fighting. Her movements are slower than usual, meaning she takes some hits. The clones are about to detonate as well. Dashing backwards, she avoids the explosions. A cloud of paper butterflies passes through Sakura, coalescing into Konan behind her. Konan strikes with a paper spear. Sakura blocks it, grabbing it by the blunt shaft, but a dozen shurikens hit Sakura on the back. They pierce through her muscles, one puncturing her left lung. The air escapes her, and Sakura realizes too late that Konan left one of her paper clones in reserve. She transformed it into scattered pieces of paper and waited for the opportune moment to coalesce back into the clone and attack Sakura from behind. Konan masked it by detonating the other clones at the same time when destroying Sakura's inner self manifestation. That way Sakura couldn't count how many exploded, and she used the cloud of ash to hide the last remaining clone, turning it into a cluster of paper. Konan snatches Naruto again and flies up. The paper shurikens on Sakura's back begin to smoke. They're about to blow Sakura into pieces. She thinks, you can't tap in the middle of a real battle, Sakura. Concentrating herself and knowing the avatar isn't someone within her, but a piece of her, she manages to once more manifest it. The black and white doppelganger emerges from Sakura's back, yanking the shurikens out of her and tossing them into the distance. They explode a split second after they're thrown. Konan explodes the block to exit with paper bombs and flies out of the chamber with Naruto. Sakura stretches her hands and heals her several wounds. She thinks, keeping the inner self manifestation up takes too much chakra, and I can only do it 2 times now, which means I have 2 minutes to catch up to her and get Naruto back. The inner self avatar then grabs Sakura and lifts her, flying after Konan. Sparks fly as Amayuri and Kakashi trade blows with their steel weapons. Amayuri dodges a kunai strike. She uses one of her twin fangs to control the other kunai, giving her an opening, kicking Kakashi straight on the face. Kakashi jumps back, doing a long backflip. Amayuri tosses shurikens at him mid-air, but he easily blocks them with the kunais. Kakashi lands 10 meters away from Amayuri. They both pant, their muscles heavy from the extended battle. In the distance, several massive worms erupt out of the ground. Kakashi and Amayuri see a couple of people fighting against them, and also a strange, powerful chakra rising into the air. These worms are much bigger than the beasts they fought before. Amayuri says, "There's my target. It appears I may be able to get my target after all. Let's finish this now, Copy Ninja." Yes, let's. Neji and Kabuto emerge back to the surface, using what once was a manhole in the middle of the Uzumaki city. The worms then erupt out of the ground, sending ruins and rocks flying everywhere. Sakura hovers behind, rising to the surface with a gentle and menacing air. Once I take over your chakras, you will serve me for eternity as disfigured beasts. Neji sees with his Byakugan. Sakura is building up a mind-numbing amount of that strange chakra. The worms then attack him and Kabuto. Konan destroys a section of the cavern roof above her. She emerges back on the surface, her papers still carrying Naruto on her side. Massive worms are clashing against something in the distance, and grey chakra emanates from that direction. Konan decides to go the opposite way. Behind her, the hole she emerged from fully regenerates. It then erupts once more. Sakura punched through it. She is being carried through the air by the strange chakra manifestation, chasing after Konan. So stubborn. Konan launches paper shurikens towards them. The inner self avatar turns its back towards Konan, covering Sakura and still flying up. The avatar blocks the shurikens from hitting Sakura with her back. They pierce the strange black and white chakra. Before they ignite, the avatar hurls Sakura towards Konan with amazing speed. Sakura flies towards her unassisted as the avatar explodes and fades behind her. Konan says, "Idiot, you can't dodge mid-air." Konan launches a paper spear, hitting Sakura's forehead. The spear exits from the back of her skull, a clean death. Neji manages to destroy two of the massive worms using a barrage of gentle fist attacks. He can't see Kabuto anymore. He must have left his limited Byakugan range. The remaining worms begin to swarm on Neji. Sakura shouts, "More! More!" The chakra within Aki's body grows, even more intense, shooting a beam of energy at Neji. He then uses his rotation to divert its direction, but the rotation stops, cancelled by the beam. A worm comes crashing down Neji. He won't be able to reactivate his rotation in time. It's over. A massive lightning dragon hits the worm, destroying it before it hits Neji. He looks up. It can't be. He sees Hinata. Her right hand is shivering with wisps of lightning. She wears a black Anbu outfit. Her Byakugan is activated, but her stomach is exposed and wounded. Why on earth is she here? And since when does she know lightning style? No time to wonder. Neji attacks the incoming worm. Hinata jumps in and begins to assist him. He says, "What are you doing here?" Hinata ignores the question, saying, "Where's Naruto?" They both land a combined barrage of gentle fist attacks, destroying another worm. "I don't know. We got separated." Hinata stumbles, spitting blood. It seems she's more wounded than she's letting on. "We need to get you to Sakura." "No!" She points towards Sakura. "We need to kill that thing before it gets to Naruto." "We can't! She's possessed! The woman is innocent!" Hinata spits more blood. "It doesn't matter. Naruto's safety supersedes anything." Konan watches Sakura's limp body falling to the ground as she flies away. Blood trails from the back of Sakura's head. A kick hits Konan's neck, beheading her. Instead of blood, paper flows from her head and neck. Konan's detached head sees Sakura grabbing Naruto and falling back down. She then looks at Sakura's falling body. It's no longer there. Genjutsu. And this time, it was subtle Genjutsu. She wasn't expecting that. The girl probably weaved hand signs when the avatar covered her from the shurikens. Konan couldn't see Sakura at that moment. The perfect chance to weave hand signs undetected. Sakura trusted that Konan wouldn't be expecting a subtle Genjutsu. Every single Genjutsu she used during the fight was forceful. And if Konan doesn't realize she is under a Genjutsu, then she wouldn't know she needed to break out of one. That let Sakura approach her undetected while Konan thought she had gotten her, snatching Naruto away. Konan's head reattaches itself to her flying body as the two paper parts come back together. Sakura lands on the ground carrying Naruto, creating a small crater. She fell from very high up. Her knees scream in pain. She is sure she broke some ligaments. Looking up, Sakura sees Konan diving towards her, cutting the air. She should have known that behind beheading wouldn't work. What's worse, Sakura's completely out of chakra. She begins to run, ignoring her screaming knees. Paper shurikens fly towards her direction. Sakura ducks for cover behind a ruined wall. The wall behind her explodes, and a menacing angelic figure lands 10 meters in front of her, wielding a paper spear. Pieces of paper fall from the sky above, attaching themselves to Sakura and paralyzing her movements. Konan dashes towards Sakura, flying close to the ground, preparing a strike to kill her with a spear. After staring at each other for a long moment, reading every micro-expression on each other's face, Amayuri dashes at Kakashi. He's about 10 meters away from her. As she's about 3 meters away from him, the ground beneath her gives, and Amayuri falls into a pit trap. The copy ninja laid it there before re-engaging her. It was so well camouflaged that Amayuri didn't even suspect it. She realizes that after she kicked the copy ninja's face, he jumped backwards, leaving the pit trap between them. She was lured in. That man. How many times is she going to fall for his traps? To further complicate her situation, several wooden stakes lay on the bottom of the pit. Before hitting the ground, Amayuri swings her swords, breaking the stakes. The fall hurts as she lands on broken pieces of wood. Kakashi jumps down the pit. He uses the last drops of his chakra to ignite a Raikiri. He's almost upon her. She won't be able to do anything. She doesn't have time to turn around and dodge or defend herself. Amayuri closes her eyes, and in her last moments, within her deepest thoughts, she concedes. The copy ninja is a better shinobi than her. Neji and Hinata fight together against the worms, using their gentle fists to cover for each other. Neji feels great synergy with Hinata, even though they haven't trained together for years now. They use rotations to block the incoming attacks, and counterattack with lightning style for Hinata, and the gentle fist coalescence for Neji. The Hyuga duo managed to destroy all the worms. Only Saksonen remains, exuding a chakra that almost blinds their Byakugans. Hinata spits blood once more. We have to kill it. Hinata, wait. She waves hand signs and shoots a lightning dragon at Saksonen. The curse opens Aki's mouth and shouts a guttural roar. A powerful chakra wave erupts from her body, expanding and hitting the lightning dragon. The dragon freezes in place, morphing into a dragon of glass. It crashes on the ground, breaking into 1,000 shards. The wave continues to expand. As Konan's spear is about to pierce Sakura's forehead, the wave hits them. Konan's paper spear turns into ash. The wind blows the ash away, doing no harm to Sakura. The paper paralyzing Sakura turns into harmless ash as well, freeing her. The same happens to Konan's paper wings, making her fall face first to the ground in front of Sakura. Take this! She uses that opening and lands a massive kick on Konan's head, releasing all her anger at it. The head doesn't turn into paper this time. Sakura hears Konan's skull cracking. The power of the attack launches her dozens of meters into the distance, disappearing amid the ruins. Amayuri feels the electricity oozing around her in the pit. The Raikiri is about to pierce her heart. At least the copy ninja will make it quick. The wave of chakra hits them. The lightning on Kakashi's hand turns into fire. He's never seen anything like it. His chakra nature changes at will. Kakashi roars in pain. His own Raikiri is for whatever reason burning him. He tries to turn the jutsu off, but his Raikiri erupts into flames, engulfing him and Amayuri. A tall column of fire rises into the air, coming out of the pit, as both Kakashi and Amayuri scream in burning agony. In the distance, Neji sees a column of fire erupt into the air. Maybe that's a sign. Hinata falls prone next to him, spitting blood. Saksonen's chakra has coalesced into a massive multicolored orb that surrounds Aki's body. There isn't much he can do by himself here. He picks Hinata up, jumping away. She says, "No, we can't let this thing live." There's nothing we can do about it right now. He dashes towards the direction of the column of fire, hoping it's one of his friends. Watch part 28 of the rewrite right here. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and like this video so we can reach the like goal. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought about this episode, and thank you so much for watching.